Our show match is beginning, guys. The monitor is being drawn in the meantime. And again, we'll have an update on that as soon as possible. As we'll be able to jump into Eternal Empire in just a moment.
And this is it, Wardi. This is going to be the final best of 3 of 6 weeks of the Xel'Naga Finest. We had 6 Terran champions. We had 5 awesome show matches so far. This is going to be our last cast together for like at least a couple days.
At least a couple days, I know. Can't believe it, Roddy. What am I going to do without you?
No, I'm still there. You can always slide in those DMs whenever you want me.
I don't even slide. Don't need to slide in. I'm already in them. You know that. Top right hand side. Let's do it. The final show match of the Xel'Naga Finest. Can this man win himself an AOC monitor? I'm sure he wants to. It's souL, our blue Terran.
The pre-game lobby banter said, go, 50-minute TVC, question mark. So I think he's feeling it. In the left bottom side, the man who I think will lose more than 686 Zerglings in this game. I know that's high. Guys, you won't be surprised. It's Reynor. Where is that drone going? What's up with that? He's scouting for proxies?
Yeah,
he's worried, but...
he's scared.
Yeah. I mean, Clem did proxy him a couple weeks in a row. But souL still wants to win a monitor, Reynor.
Yeah, I mean... He does, I mean, souL really has something to win here, right? Monitor on the line. souL's the kind of guy that'll play for anything as well, right? Like, he will play events no matter the prize pool and everything, so...
I know. You know, it's really funny to tell you guys how badly souL wants to play tournaments. Early this year when I went to Australia together with Zombie Grub to cast the Australian Home Story Cup version, basically, StarCraft it was called. Apparently souL was watching the stream and he immediately started DMing me. He's like, Roddy, how do I get invited to this tournament? Why is Vindicta there? Why am I not there? I was like, well, I don't really know how all of this happened, but he's like, please get me invited for the next one. It looks really fun. He's like, and I want to go. And I was like, all right, mate, I'll let them know. So he only needed to look a couple of games at the stream and he's like, I want to be part of that too. And I was like, Australia is really far, you know, like if you leave right now, you'll probably arrive like 7 months later. He's like, I don't care, Roddy, I want to go. It's like, all right.
Well, that's probably true as well. It's like, the travel to Australia. We know those stories. We've heard them all before.
Maynard and Big keep us updated very well.
Yeah, they make sure we know about it, don't they?
To be honest, now after I did it once, I was like, man, these guys are sick individuals. Why would you ever do this like 3 or 4 times a year? It's too much. I had a great time. I loved going to Australia. Time of my life, honestly. No memes was fantastic, but I was like, I'm not sure if I could really do this journey a couple times a year. Maynard and Pig have a sick amount of passion to do this to themselves.
Crazy. There's a Marine gonna go patrolling up the right side. He's really watching for this overload, by the way.
Yeah, and I mean, of course, then there is Wardi, who actually lives very close by, but still takes 17 hours to get anywhere. It's like Wardi's average trip, guys. It's like, you know, we're like, oh, Wardi, you went to Kiev? It's like, yeah, you know, Newcastle to Amsterdam, 9-hour layover, bus trip to Brussels, took the train to Frankfurt, and then had a direct flight to Kiev. It only took me a day.
This was
Wardi, that sounds terrible.
This was the sickest journey to Poland ever. I couldn't believe it. You like messaged me. We're meant to be on the same flight from Amsterdam. You're like, hey, you know, where are you at? I'm like, I'm in Frankfurt, mate. Oh, that was actually so sick. I'll never forget this day.
Alrighty, well, souL is giving us definitely the idea, at least, that he wants to play a nice long game, and that's of course what we're hoping for here. We just saw him have an incredibly effective game against Laser. I honestly think, by the way, that the battle of the fort base is so important, but I don't talk about it a lot anymore because most of the time Zerg players just get it up, right? They might struggle a tiny bit, but then you get a couple of links, banelings. You take a somewhat ugly trade against Marines, but then it's up and running and you're good. But I think if you are able to delay that fort hatchery, not once, but twice or 3 times, that's pretty much game-ending damage. Because then at one point, the Terran army just grows way too big.
Yeah, for sure. It's It does. It like completely snowballs. You know, it's one of those things you need to win out early, or you fall behind. We talked about this, I think, or I mentioned this a couple of weeks ago when I was talking to Reynor about CVT. It's like it really comes down to like the first 5 minutes, because the first 5 minutes kind of define your entire game, and you can stay in the game a long time in ZVT, but you can take trades that kind of keep you in it. But it's so hard to get back ahead unless the other guy really, really messes up, and the lead from 5 minutes in the game can put you far enough ahead to keep you ahead the entire game. So that's definitely his opinion. Did we mention souL has 4 bases?
No, we did not.
I feel like we've just been memeing all day about souL building ridiculous amount of CCs ridiculously quickly, and now he actually did.
Yeah, it's amazing because every game we joke about it, he goes 8 racks and just produces a lot of Marines, and people at home are like, man, these guys are really dumb. You know, they keep promising these long games and saying that this guy loves CC. Look at his work account. You know what I love is that he didn't even morph it into an orbital. He's just producing 4 Marines at a time, or 4 SCVs at a time. That's amazing. He's taking the work elite. Like what? He's like, I'm sick and tired of feeling frustrated because I'm economically behind. I will no longer be economically behind.
Just go 4 bases, man. Is he actually just not morphing in an orbital because he wants to take it to his 4th base eventually in Planetary? Like, is that genuinely the plan?
I think it is. That's amazing.
You've got it. I'm actually done, Roddy. I can't believe it.
He's gonna fly to the rich Vespian gas as well, right?
Yeah.
Oh my god. He's gonna get so many sensor towers. At least 2, if not 3. I love it.
Actually unbelievable. Sorry, just 1 second. I think we've got a little bit of an announcement as well as souL sets up for the long game. Which is that obviously if Reynor does win this, there is another monitor to be won, guys. And so if you want to enter for that now, obviously it will not be drawn if souL wins, but if Reynor does win, we're already going to collect entries so we can give it away right away. And to do that, you can type !Reynor in the chat. So just as a heads up, !Reynor to enter for the next monitor if Reynor wins. But start typing now, because we believe in that boy, don't we, everybody?
I think I do. And I think that he does as well. And if I look at where the creep is 7 minutes into the game, I'd be like, yeah, that's a good place for creep to be. Now it is gonna get pushed back a little bit. I am worried about this game though. Oh my, I think you want to go back on your prediction of the 600 links, because I really think it's gonna be over. Well, that's a good job by the way by Reynor pushing those tanks back that easily. You don't often see that, just getting a couple of tanks with just few links and bangs. I think this game is gonna be an absolute link bloodbath.
Yeah, he's already making the lurk den, so maybe he doesn't trade with lings as much. That's my hope, Roddy. I'm sick and tired.
No, Ling Lurker, mate. He's gonna go Ling.
He's gonna morph pure Banelings.
That's possible as well. I think this game is gonna get messy, and I like it. Meanwhile, souL is like, I need another command center. 8 minutes into the game, his 5th command center. Why the hell not?
That's a command center every 1 minute and 40 seconds.
Yeah. Look at the income graph. Like what happened when he was producing those 4 SCVs at a time.
That's pretty
insane. Sick. Yeah, he was mining like 700 resources a minute more than Reynor. Because Reynor is making like safety links and banes. He's like, you know, I gotta make sure that I don't get caught with my pants down. It's like, no, the man is building 4 SCVs at once.
Actually crazy.
Reynor has 97 drones now, though. That's also kind of crazy.
Ooh, a couple planes getting pushed back. Do you feel like
7 drones went down. Drilling claws in the net? No, never mind. Marine drop, sorry. There's no drilling claws. Not yet.
It's actually pretty sick to get 11 drones, though, with the Marines, right?
Yeah, that's a little more than I expected, but like we just mentioned, right before they started, Reynor did have 97. Oh no, we see extra starports go down already. That's not good for my link prediction at all.
No, it's a really not good feeling. This is actually going to be so late game, Roddy, that they like accelerate straight towards it to the point where they actually just don't even lose that many units. He's only lost 48 so far.
I know, that's nothing.
That is nothing.
It's about to be a little more because he's about to run into a lot of widow mines, and a couple of these mines must connect, right? Actually, not the greatest hits, but at least the lurkers do move forward, and that makes it a lot harder for souL to go down this ramp. Now, souL requested a 50-minute TVZ before this game started, Reynor. Feels like Reynor really wants to give him that. Reynor has to be careful here, though. He actually doesn't have that much supply. A little bit worried, because if we would have lost all those lurkers, then suddenly I wouldn't like the game that much anymore from his point of view. But he's fine.
It's the interesting time for lurkers too, right? Because it's before adaptive talents, so they can't relocate easily, and it's before the seismic spine, so it's really like the weakest point of these lurkers. As we are going to get the French guys are just not having good internet tonight.
No. I guess everybody in Paris is on the internet right now.
Yeah.
It's like prime time, Wednesday evening.
They're rioting because they had Clem lost.
Yeah, they're on the streets. They're like, where's our Frenchie in the final? 4 CC allocation in 7 minutes.
You got outbreaked. It's even worse than you think if you lose this game.
Oof.
souL's just making threats already.
Outbricked. I like being outbricked.
Oh.
Give no units of it.
I feel
yes.
he has 7. Very soon.
Yeah.
5 orbitals.
How do we get rid of him? Okay, there we go.
I guess I'm referee. I guess it's my job. Well, as we get this going, we've got well, where were we at? We got lurkers that were kind of dying, right? And
yeah,
I'm just waiting for those lurker upgrades to really kick in, make them that bit better. And as Reynor will try and take that left side base that was obviously so troublesome for a laser in the last series. So setting up to the left hand side.
What's up with those two sensor towers, Wardi? Like, I feel like it's not. They're kind of close to each other, no?
One covers the top, and then one covers like the top. Yeah, best explanation I got for you. Man, souL really is just going like libs and range against the lurkers, which I kind of like because I feel like a lot of people try and play bio for so long against this, and then it just, you know, it just works with the Zerg because naturally the lurkers eventually just find some good connections on bio and they trade very well, and you just don't really make the progress you need. So I like the ranged libs and going into ghosts as well. Gonna be able to get some snipes down over time.
Oh, what?
What?
Steph Curry, the widow mine? What was that range? It's ridiculous.
We just upgraded the widow mine mid-game.
Is there another Terran upgrade we're not aware of? Like widow mine range?
Yeah, that was crazy as we got a planetary forward. As it gets posted down, Reynor going to get a good few SCVs with this, so a good hit to the Terran economy here. As 11 workers will fall.
He's got more where that's coming from. Yeah. This is souL. He's always backing him up. Reynor's gonna end up losing a lurker or two. This is gonna be hard to fight, man. Like, I feel like Reynor has no proper answer against these liberators. Now, he is making Vipers, and that's of course going to be sort of the answer, but it's gonna take a little while before they have energy, right?
Before they have energy, yeah, and even then it's what you get abducted too often. Even that, it's like you're abducted into, I guess there's some Hydras, a few
big
scores.
counter by Reynor.
Yeah, he's going to try and make sure that this base doesn't get back up into a planetary fortress or anything, so it's a lot of lings, and once they stop fighting the one Marine in the corner, they should start doing some serious damage to the mineral line.
Nobody puts the Marine in the corner, what?
Well, these Zerglings didn't. They had a fight, I tell you that much.
At this point, the upgrades are going to kick in. I mean, that's actually a very nice winner. What happened to Reynor's +3 in melee, by the way? He never started that. So
yeah.
Reynor's going to have +3 armor, but no +3 melee.
Reynor just completely cleans this attack out, by the way. Just absolutely destroys this. Did he... But that wasn't even... Was that with the Vipers? Yeah, they're just going back for energy. For a moment, I just felt like we've just, like, skipped a moment of time where, like, Vipers suddenly spawned, got energy, and the fight happened. Anyways, the... big counterattack now. souL just lost a lot of army. That was expensive army too. It's not the sort of army you replace in a second because it's liberating and so on. And Reynor has some options as to where he goes. Lurkers on this high ground, going to get some pretty good connections on the bio as it comes across initially. There's more Lurkers yet to burrow.
Scan!
Yeah,
mate,
there's just no scan.
Oh my god.
Oh goodness.
He ate like 7 lurker shots there to the face. As there's a couple of links running into the mineral line of the 3rd orbital as well. I mean, souL's still okay with 64 workers and he's got plenty of orbitals, but I feel like Reynor is indeed getting a lot more done than he was supposed to get done, right?
Yeah, I think the pickup on that fight is just crazy. Like, this counter is just doing so much. Like, from workers to now a Ghost Academy kill. These lings
so
have just
random.
gone unchecked, and yeah, I think it was good for Reynor, but was he, yeah, like you said, was he meant to get this much off of it? Probably not, as SCV's now going down in the high numbers. Lings on the 3rd base as well. It's going to be a lot of SCVs falling here. I mean, this is just a cleanup in the process.
Yeah, this is actually brutal. Reynor is getting done so freaking much at this point. Does fire a +3 melee, by the way. I think he finally realized that he sort of forgot that. Now Lurkers go behind the planetary fortress as well. It seems like Lurkers are pretty effective in breaking some of this incredibly defensive play, especially with their new fancy upgrades, of course. 5 liberators at once. I mean, souL still has an army, and there's obviously plenty of resources still to be mined on his side of the map, but it really feels like Reynor is not giving souL a split second to chill. He does end up losing the lurkers on the left top side, but Reynor is already trying to make his way into the natural.
Ooh, Widowmine shot turns and kills a bunch of Zerglings as well. It's a nice pickup as we do see 6 more liberators in production from souL. Marine's still building, and, well, the Hydras of Reynor out down in the bottom side, backing away. souL's supply block 154 over 154, so not only is he struggling to max out, but then he can't even actually build anything right now. So just pull down some supply, get some production started. But this is a game where Reynor has taken his side of the map. He's taken some very good fights, and souL just looks like he has no real answer for it.
Yeah, Reynor's army is really cool, right? It seems like Reynor's army is capable of absolutely destroying fights, but also absolutely butchering them. And I think unless it's Zerg, it's very easy to mess up with his army and then you kill barely nothing. But obviously Reynor is not a lesser Zerg. Reynor is one hell of a Zerg player. Here we go, Parasitic Bomb. That's a beautiful one as well on top of these Liberators. And sure, they get a couple shots off. The one on the Medivacs as well did a lot of damage. And Reynor is just not giving souL a second.
Yeah, fight after fight, and souL was just barely starting to creep up toward 200 supply. Nope, not anymore. And now Reynor's going to max out again because his bank is just, at this stage, what feels a bit, you know, somewhat unstoppable, right? Just he's got so much money coming in all of the time. He's going to have a couple. Okay, this was actually pretty nice splits to minimize the Widowmine damage. I mean, he could have just not ran into them, though.
When was the last time souL made it to the other side of the map? When he lost his entire
when he
army?
lost that entire army? Yeah.
Yeah.
That wasn't even, was that even on that side of the map? It was like kind of midway, I guess.
Yeah. Like he definitely hasn't been in a natural in forever. I don't think he has. Has he even seen the main base?
No.
Okay, yeah, that's what I
Uncharted
mean.
territory.
It's like, who knows if Reynor actually spawned there? You know, crazy things have happened in StarCraft 2 lately.
It's like, for all he knows, Reynor could be in the top left, maybe? I don't know.
The third base of souL. Oh my goodness. No, lift it! Lift the orbit! Oh my god. Links are so powerful, what the hell?
Yeah, as I mean, right now, Liberators are going to be cleaning up Corruptors. A few of the Lurkers will have to make a bit of a move away. He actually didn't get as many Liberators as I thought he would there. The Ghost Snipe's pretty good to clean out the Corruptors, but these Lings are just causing so much damage. I mean, at this stage, the new orbital will relocate there, but souL is somehow running out of command centers in this game.
No, he's not, Wardi. Don't be crazy. Don't be cursing like that on the Red Bull channel.
I mean, not yet, but it's a possibility, Roddy. We just have to accept it now. It's something we might have to come to grips with.
No, I still think that souL will have plenty of command centers in this game. souL did finally make it to the other side of the map. That's nice, and I like how he even tried to target fire some banelings in an 18-minute game. Now Reynor is gonna get Burrow as well. Woo! The Liberator is suddenly making a lot of progress, and this Ghost Army, Wardi, it's getting feisty. And even though it feels like souL has been taking a beating over the last few minutes because he's just not been able to max out, what he does have is a massive army and he still has plenty of resources to mine on his side of the map. souL is far from out, with these parasitic bombs, I think they're gonna be really big. Oh no.
Yeah, he's gonna drop the first one in. The Liberators Ghosts have to go splitting backwards so they don't get the chance to snipe for quite a while, which means the Corruptors just have a field day all over the Liberators, and the Liberator count takes heavy hits. This Lurk is killing the front line of souL's natural, which means that he just can't reinforce anywhere. And these Ghosts are on a solo mission across the map to, well, try and make some magic, supported by a couple of mines. Banes come crashing in, multiple Ghost screams at once, and that's never a sound you want to hear as GG well played gets called. And that's going to be Reynor picking up the first map of this best of 3.
I aim too high, Wardi. 463 Zerglings went down, so nowhere near as many as I predicted. You win once again. You're just on fire.
I'm just the better.
You're owning.
I'm just the better degen. What can I say?
A really fun game, and I think honestly Reynor did a fantastic job in keeping souL busy for such a long time. It felt that souL was going to max out, which he did once, and then it was always going to be maxed out. But when I was talking about, I don't know, Evo Chambers or something, that fight happened in the right bottom side, and souL dropped 60 supply, Reynor dropped pretty much nothing. And at that point, souL was never able to max out anymore because Reynor just kept hitting him from the left, from the right. Kalaris would say he's hitting him from the north and the south, the north and the south, or was it east and west? I don't know what it was anymore. He's hitting from the north and the south. That's what it was. And yeah, souL just couldn't max out. Struggled to keep his army together every single time where it felt like he finally sort of stabilized. Reynor is like, nope, Lurk is here, Lurk is there, Lurk is everywhere.
Reynor is in the chat saying, in 1 second, I want to see what happened. And he says, oh my goodness, I was playing safe, and this guy has 4 CZs at 4 minutes. Amazing.
Yes. I mean, you don't often see Terran players produce 4 STDs at the same time.
Oh, crazy game.
I like it though. I think it's really awesome. If you're a souL and you're super confident in your late game, you're super confident that like if you get your Liberators and your goals, I mean, it didn't work out this time, but that obviously can happen when you play against someone who's as good as Reynor. You can almost play like that, right? Like it does feel that souL plays pretty safe in general. Like it's obviously hard for Zerg players to figure that out as well. He gets super quick stim, and yeah, then he just builds a lot of command centers.
All right, looks as though O'Gaiman was just out for the night, so we are able to get this started. As this game counts down, I want to say congratulations to Vodka7up, who's someone who's always in my channel, actually.
Oh, that's awesome.
A name I recognize, winning the monitor. Apparently took a few minutes to ping and claim victory, but did manage to ping and claim victory. So congrats on your
But that is the
AOC
first monitor, right? That's not the second one.
That's the first one. Obviously, Reynor has to win first, though. You can't sell that, right?
He's up 1-0.
He's up 1-0.
We may as well raffle that thing away.
I've never seen anyone come back from a 0-1 deficit.
No. I've seen a lot of things in my days, Wardi, but if you're down 1-0 in a series past midnight, you're always going to win it. Guys, exclamation mark Reynor in the chat if you haven't done it yet. If you have done it, don't do it again.
Roddy will be disappointed in you. He's watching every single one. He types it twice.
Yeah, I've been counting. I was like, if I can get my Zergling counts right, I will get the exclamation mark right.
Alright, in the top right-hand side, as souL puts forward some terms and conditions of the game, perhaps. We do have our blue Terran souL.
And in the left bottom side, the final boss of the Xel'Naga Finest, representing Clash and Red Bull, it is Reynor. Of course, Clash and Red Bull, the 2 awesome companies that made this tournament series possible. We hope you guys enjoyed watching it as much as we enjoyed casting it. And hopefully the players enjoyed in playing it. I have definitely heard a couple of very cool stories of players who signed up. You know, I have a friend, actually, an American friend, who, you know, I joke a lot with, and we make some friendly bets from time to time. And he's a 5k MMR Zerg. And today he was like, I signed up. Oh, I'm going to lose against mine in the second round. I was like, the bracket is not done yet, you know. And then the bracket was like, no, it was Elaser actually. And then the bracket obviously changed, and he ended up playing Denver. And while we were on a break, I just got a message of him, and he's like, hey, I took a game of Denver. And I was like, what? Like, how do you take a game of Denver? And he's like, 6.7k euro top 20 versus 5k donkey Zerg. Haha.
That is amazing. Denver's had some trouble in ZVZ versus worst players lately. He actually lost some maps in the ESL Open Cup the other day to a 5.4k Zerg.
What?
Yeah.
That's insane.
No, the first game was like 18 minutes long, and I was like, well, I don't know if my game's just bugged or what. No, first game was 18 minutes and he won. And then the second game he lost in like 10 minutes. I was like, what's going on? I was like so confused.
I asked my friend, I was like, no way. I was like, that's insane, man. Like, you know, I would be very proud if I would take a game of Denver because I think Denver is a super good player. I was like, what did you do? He's like, yeah, check the bracket. He's like, oh, I just played 2 base and did a Zergling all-in. And I all-in noticed and I thought I could break his wall down and won. So just spam Zerglings on 2 bases. Somehow took a map of Denver. But I've heard a lot of like similar stories, you know, over the last few weeks of people that were clearly never going to win one of these Xel'Naga Finest, but they're like, no, I had a great time playing. I got my, some people say like, oh, I got my ass handed to me by Mana, but it was awesome and stuff like that. I think those are really cool stories.
For sure. No, it's been great. I mean, even the community games that we do like at the start of the stream, they've been so much fun. Like, I think it's been a real success, the entire thing, and the signups today were incredible. I can't believe we got a 256 player bracket, or round of 256. Like, that's actually crazy.
Passion, matey. The passion for this game never dies.
It really doesn't.
I think you know a thing or two about that, right?
Well, yeah, I got a little bit of that in me.
Yeah.
Just a little bit, nothing crazy. Second factory from souL. He's gonna blue flame us up here, Roddy.
Ah, that's kind of cool. That's been a long time since, well, we've seen some of this, I guess, with the proxy...
Like the hidden factory?
Yeah, a hidden factory. But, okay, we'll see what he does with this. This is kind of cool, because souL is like, I won't go 4CC if you promise not to roach all in. and then he opens double factory blue flame alien, come on.
Yeah, I mean, this is pretty great for Reynor though, because he's just gonna fly in and scout this. So now he knows right away he's gonna go fusion core behind it. Okay, souL is just making this build up as he goes. Like he is like,
yeah, he has never done this before.
He's got like a like the Terran tech tree like on a poster to the side, and he's like just throwing darts at it and seeing what it lands on. He's like, second factory, fusion core, cool. And he's like, what's next? Ravens? Okay.
He's like, do they still do that like splash damage bomb of 10? Like, no, oh, damn it. Like, I probably shouldn't make too many of those. I mean, this is... I'm just curious to see where he takes it. Oh, I hope he has done this before, Wardi. I hope he's not actually throwing darts at a Terran tech tree. I do feel like whenever you do builds like this, right? Like, it looks a bit like a meme, and you're like, okay, let's see where he takes it. But if just one drive-by goes unnoticed,
yeah,
and you pick up those 15 drones, and I know that's hard against someone like Reynor, but I think that all souL needs is one really good drive-by, and then suddenly the world is his oyster and anything is possible.
Yeah, for sure. As you see the Hellions back down into the center, Ling's coming in and going for a couple of those Hellions here or there. Battlecruiser is built, and Reynor saw this as well. He saw the fusion cores across the surround into the Queens. And souL losing a lot of these Hellions already. Yeah, I was just gonna say the Reynor just saw the fusion core, so he started a lair, and obviously I think he's thinking about maybe going into that Spire to help deal with the battle cruisers. So, because this will be mech, and I think that's a guarantee from the opening.
Yeah, I mean, unless his next dart would land on bio, he's like, damn it, how am I gonna justify this? Double factory, blue flame, battle cruiser into bio. Like, I feel like this stim push is gonna be rather late, but
13-minute stim pack. A few roaches out. Next set of Hellions will not find a way in as the BC teleports into the main on top of a queen and a spore already, and the rest of the queens already showing up.
This is gonna go down. No, I mean, BCs are very tanky, but I think this might go down.
Yeah, the queens have a bit more creep to work with. The ones in the back, it's very close. It's really close. Oh, maybe if he didn't turn for the transfusions on the couple
or if he would have dropped a crypto. Hey, blue flame Hellions finally getting some decent damage. 10 drones going down. solidly, it's not all that bad. I mean, it's not great, but
Yeah. I mean, roach speed on the way up now. Next BC already in production, and we do see the next, can't talk, the Spire coming up from Reynor in front of the third place. So
I was like, where is Wardi going with this? What are you seeing, Wardi? Are you hallucinating? I want to know what you see. You're like, this is... I was like, what? Slug? It's like snow in Dutch? Like, what? Didn't know we had those.
all right. Well, as we take,
I've made up a couple words this cast, Wardi. Don't worry about it.
I do this all the time. I just, if you just admit you can't talk, they're just like, well, I guess that's just fine if you're a caster. Like,
yeah. It's like, oh, don't worry, man. We all have those days. It's like, most days my brain doesn't work. It's like, yeah, I'm familiar with that. It's like, okay, cool. To be honest, it's really hard. Like, it's so funny because some days you feel really sharp, right? As a StarCraft player, you're just like, yeah. And some days I'm playing StarCraft, as we see Hellions is driving in, getting a few more drone kills. But some days I'm sitting behind my computer and I'm clicking buttons and I'm like, I actually can't think today. Like, my brain is just not working at all. And then I just keep playing anyway. I'm just like, I can't think, but I can press buttons. Let's see how far this gets me. And most of the time, it's not even that bad.
you know what's good for if we're not having to think, Wardi?
Mac?
that would have been a pretty good transition. But actually, the fact that you can just type !Reynor in chat and get an AOC monitor. I was just told to tell you guys that we will be drawing that if Reynor wins, as soon as he wins, pretty much. So don't
During the GG.
Yeah, as he types GG, souL, then we draw a winner. And if you're not here, you'll miss your monitor. So stick around. It's not hard. You actually just have to watch the StarCraft. It's actually really easy.
I think, we have obviously been giving shoutouts to Clash and Red Bull for these awesome 6 weeks of running this online tournament. I think the pro gamers were happy, the fans were happy, we are, of course, happy. But we're gonna give a shout out to ASC as well, right? For coming to the rescue and providing us with 6 awesome monitors to give away. I think a massive thank you to those guys. As Reynor, I don't know if he can do this. I mean, there are tanks, hellbats, battle cruisers, missile turrets. I think Reynor should think twice about this.
Yeah, I kind of think so too, right? He's absolutely dedicated trying to burst. He's caustic spraying down. BC's take a bit of a journey forwards. They're on teleport cooldown, so if he could jump on them, but the corruptors were out of position.
And Reynor is really gonna go for it, man. Now these eBays are gonna be a bit annoying. There's a lot of additional roaches on the way. I know that the supply counts look really intimidating if you are in, the camp of souL. But, okay, yeah, there's actually not a lot here. I was like, man, souL just looks bulletproof, but then it's like, no, wait a minute. His entire back is exposed.
Yeah.
This is a bulletproof vest on one side.
Yeah, it doesn't go both ways. Apparently, there's a couple of Yamatos already on the way down. And they are just going to push this back. Reynor realizes the full-on attack's not going to work, though, so he just start the infestation pit and +2 missiles back at home. And he will just try and use this to, hopefully delay this 4th base, which he should be able to do for a little while.
He can kill it. I feel like he can kill it. Corrupt us, maybe one more wave of corrosive balls?
Yeah, it's tough to get forward,
I think
right?
he can repair it. Okay.
Gonna be
Good
a
job
repair.
there by souL.
Yeah, good save.
job.
Good
Thought he was
save.
gonna lose it, Wardi.
I thought it was in some trouble as well. It was, maybe if he had a random corrosive bars he actually put on the high ground. If he actually just dropped that on the CC2, he would have had the kill for sure, so. Missed opportunity as he's going into the swarm hosts off the infestation pit, but the problem with going swarm hosts now is that it's so late. You already decided to go for the burst and then you don't commit to the burst. So now you're going into these swarm hosts and it's like, well, that's kind of like a big switch. And swarm hosts are this kind of thing where the sooner you get swarm hosts out, the more locust waves you get, the better they are. So now you've missed out on 2 or 3 minutes of locust waves compared to what you'd usually have. So souL has had a lot more time to set up.
You can see that Reynor has lost 28 or 2,500 resources more than souL did this game as well. And now, of course, you can say that he has been mining more, which is definitely a fact. But that also shows that souL has actually been playing a pretty effective game. It felt like his opening didn't really work out, and it looked really bad when he was close to losing his very first battlecruiser. But no, I don't love his position, but I feel like if you just survive and you indeed deal properly with that first or second wave of Locust, yeah, it's actually not all that bad anymore.
Few corrosive vials toward the frontier, and tanks already sieging. First Nidus of Reynor. So this is going to be the first attempt to deal damage with the Swarm Host at 12 minutes. Corruptors are here to force the BCs to teleport away nice and quickly. They will go for the Yamato this one. Okay, I was going to say Yamato would late, but it was actually already teleporting, so all good. Now go at Swarm Host, they're going to go for the main, probably the best location to get some damage done, right? Because souL just has units everywhere else. And the main is a little bit unexpected, but of course you can just lift the factories.
Oh, you can kill the factory on the top side. That's the one building a Thor. I don't know if it's gonna go down. It's gonna get some close. Whoa, all those Corruptors getting caught in the middle of the map. That's kind of insane.
It's a lot of Corruptor kills right there, as you do see another Nidus of Reynor out down to the bottom side. 7 more Corruptors in production. Wardi has to rebuild what he just lost, otherwise he can't deal with the BCs.
Reynor really wants to get this planetary, and there are a couple of Phoenix, but I don't think he's going to get this planetary. There is a command center there as well that could replace the planetary. It was nice that he got that factory, by the way, that was building the Thor. Always sucks return play. Look at these Cyclones just going in real deep. They've got mech field, but still, that was a bit too much perhaps. But now actually all these Ravagers are in trouble. So with the reinforcements, souL is going to be able to clean this up. That was a wild fight. Oh, Reynor, he stopped.
Oh. He actually got the planetary in the meantime, though, with the Locust, so he denies the space for a few moments at least. A few SCVs going down with this. I would say that Reynor's Remax, though, has been mostly on Zerglings, and that's got to be kind of concerning. Just pure, like, so many Lings against mech. I mean, he morphs in 19 Banes, but he still has 70 Lings on the map at the moment. And then not much Roach Ravager to support it anymore.
It's such a weird army right now. Like it's like Ling, Bane, Corruptor, Swarm Host. It's like, okay, great to harass, but how do you win a fight?
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. It's like, it's fantastic for running around the map all over the place, but that's kind of about that's kind of about it, you know. Okay, I mean, maybe you can just keep souL off bases long enough where eventually he can't rebuild, but at some point, souL's just going to, you know, he's going to have this forward base, for example, right? And that's just going to sit there, and you're not going to deny that. Eventually, he'll just leave some tanks on this base on the bottom right. And then you don't deny that anymore. And stuff.
I like how Reynor tried to get a Nidus up in the main base.
Yeah.
And did actually get it up, but then got shut down. No, I'm totally with you. I'm following it. Let's see where Reynor takes it in the end. But I'm starting to get a bit worried. I'd love to see... Actually, not even sure, but just like a stronger main army. I think a couple of spellcasters are always great here, right? I feel like the Infestor is a bit forgotten about, but the Infestors are still very good here, if you ask me. That's a lot of Banelings rolling through those stores, and now indeed blowing up the majority of this mech army. The command center will not go down. I'm not sure where the Corruptors are. It was morphing into a planetary, and I think souL made a good decision by cancelling it. Man, those 80 Zerglings, Wardi, morphing into Bangs, they did work.
I will put up my hand and say I take it back. 80 Zerglings are the answer. That's like the most hopeful Reynor's looked for a very long time in this game, I think, actually. Wow. Does still struggle with these BCs, though. These Corruptors. Taking a while, Transfusion comes in, the other BC teleports out as well.
Yeah, what a fight for Reynor. That indeed went incredibly good. It felt that the Thors were just a bit exposed, right? Like there was no real buffer for them. Where are those Hellbats? Where are those Hellions? Or just a tank or two to fall back on? And at this point, it feels like Reynor is smelling blood. So get your... I mean, GG's ready in the chat, because there's a good chance that Reynor will win another AOC monitor here for the community. As he wants to prove he truly was the final boss of this tournament. As things are starting to look really well for him. souL's still hanging in there, but can't afford to lose these units.
Yeah, he only has what, like... He has like 10 Cyclones, 4 Hellions, and that's it. And the BCs, which are about to start dying to these Corruptors one by one, and that might really be the beginning of the end here. Yeah. 16 workers killed. And souL, it's kind of like in the last game, it's that one fight that you're never going to recover from. And that's happening right now.
It really feels that, like, once Reynor starts being aggressive, his pace is relentless, right? He just keeps on going, and it's like, we often see this kind of stuff, and then Terran players, okay, they fall a bit behind, but then they kind of recover and they max out again, and we're like, well, it's anybody's game. But it feels like if you give Reynor a finger, he takes your whole hand, because once again, souL has just not been able to max out anymore for the longest time at this point. Reynor's hitting everywhere at once. GG gets called, and Reynor as the final boss of the Xel'Naga Finest will end 4-2 in these show matches. And I think he played very well today.